Hello, and welcome to the second ever episode of SNESterdays, presented by This Podcast Cannot Continue. This is me and Ben's quest to play every North American release of all the Super Nintendo games in a rough chronological order, going by month and year, but once we're in a month, it's sort of more alphabetical. Did a quick filter on Google Sheets, so that's how we kind of came up with the order. But yeah, last time we did, let's see here. What did we do last time? We did F-Zero, Gradius 3, Pilot Wings, and SimCity. And this time, as you can see, we got Super Mario World, Drakkhen, Final Fight, and HAL's Hole-in-One Golf. So a real mix. What do you think, Ben?
I think we should also point out. I'm sorry. The previous four were August. Is that right?
August 1991.
Okay, so then in this case, so is Super Mario World, and then once we get into Drakkhen onward, it's September, right?
We are in September. Yes,
Cool.
September
Yeah.
91.
I'm not really familiar with Drakkhen, Final Fight, or HAL's Hole-in-One Golf.
Ooh.
So
I'm
really,
familiar with Final Fight.
you're familiar with Final Fight. Okay.
I like Final Fight. Yeah, that's a good one.
I want to say I think I've seen footage from Drakkhen before. Might have heard some people say some things about it, but I have a vague idea that it might kind of be like a wannabe tabletop RPG conversion, maybe a
Yep.
Western RPG type of thing, but I don't actually know if it's a Western made game or not.
From what I know
That's about
about
all
it,
I know
that's
about
a
it.
pretty
I don't know
that's
much
pretty
about
fair
Final Fight or and I'm no big sports game fan typically, so I never even would have looked twice at HAL's Hole-in-One Golf, but Super Mario World, I love that game.
Yeah.
I'm ready to talk about that one.
Yeah, this is also a classic example of a game that this is not a fresh play. Super Mario World, obviously. Final Fight sounds like it's going to be a fresh play for you, but it's not a fresh play for me. So I
Yeah.
think what we had decided going into this was that if we're familiar with the game, so we're giving each game basically 15 minutes. And if we're familiar with the game, though, we are not speedrunners by any sense of the imagination. But the goal was to kind of just
Play it and see
personal
what
challenge,
happens.
see how
And
far we can get in
and
the time
then
limit.
and then another thing too was we were kind of giving this very impression based sort of review thing, and we can still do that with these games if we already know them, but I think that it's not going to have that sort of that fresh experience when we're talking about a game that we've spent more time with than some of the ones in past episodes. So maybe a little bit more about our background with the game or whatever, but at any rate, I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, let's boot up the first one.
All right.
Starting with Super Mario World.
Okay, here we go. Super Mario World. So this was a pack-in game, I want to say.
Yep.
Um,
I think it also came not packed in, though, because you could just buy it. I'm pretty positive.
yeah, there must have been different sets, right? You could buy the SNES console, without anything? Was that actually a thing?
You know what? I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
It was a pack-in game. Oh, sorry, Super Mario World. Oh, Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World, a special edition of the game, was a pack-in in 94. And that collection's actually awesome because that cart has Super Mario World and Super Mario All-Stars, which is not a cart I own, but one I want.
I actually decided I don't need Yoshi. The All-Stars plus World is somewhat strange. It gives Luigi a taller sprite, if I remember correctly, instead of just being a palette swap. It's not literally taller as far as game mechanics go. It just it looks more like the more separately defined from Mario Luigi that we've gotten used to. I want to say there's a couple other differences. I think that you may get fewer save files for each game, well, for Super Mario World, than you do in the standalone version.
Interesting.
When was that pack-in version released? I'm actually a little bit curious if you have
December
the date.
1994.
Yeah, so a few years later then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this game. I'd say it's definitely my favorite 2D Mario platformer.
Okay.
it's definitely my favorite Mario platformer, even if you include 3D ones. It's actually probably just straight up my favorite platformer.
Would you say it's your favorite game?
No, definitely not. And it's maybe, I was thinking about this. Maybe it's not even my favorite Mario game. It's possible that Super Mario RPG might be my favorite Mario game, if that counts as a Mario game, or if when we say Mario game, we're only talking platformers. I don't necessarily know what I should consider a Mario game as.
Well, I mean, you already kind of made the distinction between the two different kinds of Mario games. You said it's your favorite 3D, it's your favorite Mario platformer, hands down. You already said that.
That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is not, in my opinion, a perfect game though. Like, there's a lot of issues with it. For me, honest to God, one of my biggest issues with this game is the soundtrack. It's cool for about 3 seconds that like every song is a remix on the same melody, but like none of them are actually like that. Like, I would never really listen to this game's soundtrack.
It is iconic though.
It's iconic, but I feel like in being iconic, it's like at its best when that melody is like reused in like a theme for something like Smash or like a later Mario game calling back to it. Like it's never like the versions straight out of this game that are like interesting to me.
What about the fun little touches though, like how the drums change when you get on Yoshi and stuff? Like that's pretty fun.
It's fine. I don't want to climb this fence. What am I doing? I want to run. I don't have time to climb the fence.
Oh, you're blowing through this though.
I think that one of my favorite things that they kind of added to this game that gives it like a huge sort of boost over Mario 3 for me is like being able to throw things upward and just like better interactions with items than what SMB 3 had. Yeah,
but I think the one thing that SMB 3 and this game kind of compete with each other amongst fans for is just like the like tightness of the mechanics, you know? Because Mario has some momentum. Like that's part of the fun of his platforming, right?
I think that the momentum feels better in this game than 3.
3, it's a bit more slip-slidey, but 3, once you get going, I feel like those levels are almost like Sonic levels. Like they're designed in a way where you can like intentionally run through them. This game too, I get that this game does that too, but I don't know. It's tough. I think both are good for like completely different reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To me, Super Mario Bros. 3 has like what I kind of refer to as like the triangle jump momentum, which is sort of similar in SMB 1 as well, where it's kind of like a triangle, like you kind of go up and then you go down at like the same sort of rate and cover the same amount of distance on the way up as you do on the way down. Whereas like Super Mario World feels a lot like a game where what's the word I'm looking for? Like it feels more like it rounds off. Like your momentum like falls at like an appropriate rate after jumping. I don't even know how to explain that. Something about the way that it moves feels so much more natural to me. Okay. This is definitely something that developers of this game probably shouldn't have allowed, but I think they foresaw it. Because otherwise, I would imagine that pipes like this one would touch the ceiling, and in later levels there are pipes that do prevent you from flying across the ceiling. So it's kind of an interesting like argument. You're just
going for it.
What's that?
I love how you're just going for it.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not, right?
Fire is definitely my favorite power up underwater.
You know what else I do gotta say? For an early Super Nintendo game, this is also like an iconic Super Nintendo game, and it looks good still, even when compared to later Super Nintendo games. Like the sprite art is simple, but like it has
that
like
about
look.
it is it seems to have like a consistent, like the style is really consistent. Like if you imagine, like if you hadn't seen a fish yet in the game, I feel like the fish in this game look like what you would expect them to. Based on what you've seen so far, like there's nothing in this game that you really see that like looks weird. Everything sort of is like a really consistent style.
Yep.
It's also really good at like signaling itself to you. Like I there are certain blocks and certain blocks and structures, what am I apologizing for, that can like move. So they would have, for example, like the same I shouldn't say texture, but maybe like sprite as those gray walls or whatever in that level. But they're like yellow, and that means like it's gonna move or it can move. And there's just like good I don't know, signaling throughout the game to like really. Oh, I panicked a little bit there. I have to wait.
Yeah, you got it.
That like really kind of signals to you like something's gonna happen, something can move. Like there's not a whole lot of surprises. I feel like once you're a little ways into the game, there's not a whole lot of surprises in terms of like what something can or will do in a level.
Right. It's a very readable game.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is probably why people use this for all those like, crazy challenges and whatnot, right? If a readable game is the easiest kind of game to do that with, because the rules are simple and laid out for both, like the player and the developer. It's almost like a contract was made and they go, this is how this game works. and you go, okay, I get it now. You know what I mean?
That's kind of became a big element in making like a good Mario Maker level, is like how you signal things, like how you use coin trails to like show the player where to go, like where is safe to go. Like if you jump off an edge or something like that and there's coins there, that's like clearly the level maker signaling to you that you can go in that direction, that you should go in that direction. And I feel like this game itself, like, and most, to be fair, Mario games like do that really well. Like Nintendo just generally has like a way of designing a Mario level that like really tells you what they want you to do in it. I mean, for the most part, yeah, we can like just kind of laugh and make a joke about it, like, oh yeah, go right. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I feel like most of the Mario levels in like most Mario games actually do like a really good job of signaling to the player. Yeah.
100%.
The way that works, by the way,
this game is
such
like the reason why this game works to so many people and why it's so, loved is just because like it's just such a good example of what a game should be. And it's a good example of what a game should be on the Super Nintendo. Like, they came out the gate swinging. Like, how many launch titles are this good?
You know what? Actually, it's kind of interesting, though, to comment about that now that we think about it. Because one of the things that I remember that we said about F-Zero was its use of Mode 7 makes it feel like it's a Super Nintendo, like, tech demo. And this game has some sprite scaling and spinning and things like that. Some, like, scaling and spinning happens. But not excessively. Like, it's extremely rare actually in this game, and for the most part it kind of like runs on really basic features of the console, which is sort of unusual now that you think about it. Like, if you want to make the argument, for example, that F-Zero was like the early tech demo to like show what's possible, then why was this the pack-in game?
Right. Well, I think that this game was Mario sells consoles, that's all. Also, the other thing that you got to remember...
That's definitely the answer, yeah.
The other thing you got to remember is that, like, look at Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. You put them side by side, and you go, oh, they're both Mario games, but it almost looks like it was made for a different console. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's
where we are in the lifespan of the console.
Well, you're right at the end versus right at the very beginning, but the quality of, like, the sprite scaling, the Mode 7, the soundtrack, the art, like, that game is, like, you're looking at, they figured out how to use the Super Nintendo to its best, and here they're using it as like,
they
sort of
made it.
Intended?
Probably. I'm sure that they developed this game during Super Nintendo development. I don't actually know that. I'm assuming that. I believe that.
Well, like, I feel like this game exists because of the Super Nintendo, but it's almost like, I want to say Yoshi's Island is sort of more like a perfection of all of the, like, the art and the music and the developments and everything that they, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a much more, I don't want to say like nuanced or necessarily better Mario game, but it's definitely like I said, it just looks like it's like almost for a different console. It's so much more. It's just
I think
more.
Yoshi's Island is a better first-time experience, but I
Fair.
think it's possibly a less fulfilling game to replay.
I mean, both the games have like weirdly short soundtracks. No matter how much nostalgia you have for them, they're...
I really prefer the Yoshi's Island soundtrack, though.
Yeah, it still like only clocks in at like half an hour, though.
I actually never really considered what I'm doing right now, which is just bringing this shell here with me. Usually I just try to like fly with the cape and make it as far as I can, but...
Why are you waiting? I don't...
Because if I change directions on the D-pad, the direction that the blocks are going will change, and I'd really not. I'd rather it just be a big straight line.
Oh, that's how that works. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
The direction of a coin trail that comes out of a block like that, you can change it in real time by pressing directions on the D-pad. I didn't need to do that level. Not if I wanted to go here. I just got a little carried away.
This. Man, you got 2.5 minutes.
I'm
willing to let you go over.
I don't know if that's enough, but we'll see.
I'll let you go over just to yeah. Don't stress about this one. Man, we're really bad at breaking our own rules.
That's true.
We set up all these like things, and then like we're like no.
One of the great things about this game as well is like it's kind of really stood the test of time. Insofar as like, I think it's no secret to anybody that people making custom levels using editors for this game is like a big part of the reason why Mario Maker ended up becoming a thing. Like there's almost no way that Nintendo didn't see that and say people will pay for that and then make Mario Maker.
Right.
That said, though, I think that really it's the community that was around this game that like kind of is the one that did the most sort of like custom content for it, and I think the reason why that has a lot to do with just how this game plays itself. Super Mario Bros. 3 definitely has its really dedicated fan base, but they just never really got to the point of making as many like I guess modifications to it. So I wonder if that's maybe something to do with how the games are built. Like maybe this one was just easier to do that for, or maybe it's something about the sort of size of the fan bases. I don't know. I'm making guesses and assumptions here, but
sure.
I guess another thing, maybe another criticism of this game is like, love this game as much as I do, I don't really think this is a great Bowser fight. Out of all the great Bowser fights over the years,
you know what? I was gonna say that even that Boo fight earlier was kind of lame. Like that's one thing that Yoshi's Island 2 got really good. All the fights are awesome.
To be fair, that Boo fight is more of a secret boss than a real boss.
Yeah, but it's
like
not
it's not one
like
of the Koopalings in the castles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a ghost house boss. Ghost houses aren't even supposed to have bosses. Actually, don't want that mushroom. No, thank you, Princess Toadstool. I'll pass.
We'll just skip on that one.
I guess another thing I like about 3 is you don't have to watch Mario's sprite to see when you have like flying speed or whatever, because Mario 3 has the P speed. It has a meter.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Whereas in this game, you can see on Mario when you have it, which is fine. And there's like different. Well, that's a psycho loss because I threw that
on that time though.
Yeah, I would have to hit him with 2. Anyway, in this game, like for example, if you're trying to fly in a really small patch of ground, like you don't have a lot of space to work with, and then like you don't know how long it's gonna be until Mario like sticks his arms out. You can guess based on like experience with the game, and you can really learn it and get good at it, but you don't know how long it's gonna be until he's got his arms out. Whereas in like SMB3, because it's a meter that fills up, like you can just watch that meter and know. And I think that goes a long way.
How long can you? Oh, that was close.
I mean, I wouldn't have even had to have done that if it weren't for the fact that I threw one off screen, but I'm trying to make up for some lost time here.
Is this the first time Bowser's weird, like, smiley face?
Showed up? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the second time is literally Super Mario RPG, so.
Is that it? Did you just win?
Yep, that's it. That's Super Mario.
See, some
World.
of these sprites look a little, like, just barely above NES, though. Like,
yeah.
they definitely got a little bit more, like, even with the Mario All-Stars, they kind of, like, you know, a little bit more shading, a little bit more.
It's kind of weird that you say that, but it's sort of true. Even these bricks look strange to me. Look at the colors on the bricks.
Yeah, this is a simple game, but I think mechanically it really showed off what the Super Nintendo had in store for everybody. And I think
the biggest thing it showed off was just like the honestly its own gameplay. Like the way this game like feels in controls is like above and beyond the what I'll say like the game feel or like the control feel of like anything I've played on the NES, in my opinion. I know there's people out there who will really disagree with that, but
Yeah. Well, I didn't expect our 15 minutes to include you beating Super Mario World, but here we are.
it's nice to roll the credits on something on this show. This will probably
for
be
your-
the only game ever that we do this on, but
Yep, probably, but that's fun.
yeah, this one's
yeah.
a childhood favorite. I've played this game to completion so many times. I can clear all 96 exits without having to look any up because I just remember all of them. Like I know this game like the back of my hand. I mean, like a real speedrunner knows this game better than I do. Of course, I'm not gonna say that I know it better than anyone out there, but I know it better than I know myself.
Yeah, fair enough. What would you give this
Yeah.
out of 10?
10.
I know this
This is a
10.
10 out of 10 game. No,
For the Super Nintendo, I'd say yes, definitely. Is there like the end screen you want to hit
No,
just
it's
to cap
cool.
this off?
It's
or?
cool. The credits go through. They show you every enemy and tell you all their names. It takes forever. Not. I kind of want to say. Can I give it a 10 even though I criticized things like the soundtrack and I don't know. Can it
A
be a
game can
10
be
despite my criticism? But I think yes.
I don't think any game's a perfect 10. Wow,
Yeah.
this music is so much louder than the rest of the game for some reason.
It's a flawed 10. Yeah, it is. Shigeru Miyamoto, producer. Hiroshi Yamaguchi, executive producer. Or Yamauchi, sorry. Stuck a G in there that doesn't exist. I know
That
these
would
names.
make sense. Wow.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. I have a lot of like memories of it, sort of a lot of nostalgia for it. The weather can be a certain way, and I'll think about Super Mario World. Like,
Interesting.
it means a lot to me. I think it's a fantastic game.
It's very easy to say it belongs in everybody's Super Nintendo library. Easy enough. And there's like
It's
there's
one
like
of the
a
easiest
trillion
games
copies
to
of it.
find. It's just
it's not
fantastic.
expensive. Well, with that, I think we should
A fun fact:
move on-
we're not going to watch
on to a
the whole
weirder
thing
game.
here, but you know thwomps, the rocks that fall. There are some
Yeah.
small ones in some levels in this game that bounce like back and forth in an arc, and those ones are called thwimps because they're little.
I didn't know that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what do we have on deck next?
We got Drakkhen on deck next.
Drakkhen. That's right.
You know, I wanted to say a bunch of like fun facts about that game, but then I got watching your run and we got talking about personal things, and I think that is totally fine for that game. For
I
games
think
like
that's-
that,
Yeah.
I
mean, the way
think-
that I relate to the game personally is, I think how it will like the most that I have to say about a game like that.
for sure.
And I really can't give.
Man, my
Excuse me, I'm
chair's so
sorry.
squeaky.
I really can't give like a natural like first impression on a game that I've played the daylights out of. I mean, you saw 396 exit saves, and I had to delete one to play fresh.
Well, I
right?
mean,
Like,
this project is not necessarily about getting a fresh take on every SNES game. It's just about playing them all. So we're gonna have played a
Yeah.
bunch of them as two people who like this console a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly. All right, time for Drakkhen.
I'm excited for this one because I've heard things about it, and I don't know how far into it we're actually gonna be able to get. But
Chemco Infogrames. Okay, I like what I'm hearing.
yeah,
That was literally just a fun little. I kind of like the off-center title screen text. Is that Gravestone?
okay, this is
4 elements form the universe.
sure, why not?
2 poles govern. Are dragons known to shoot lightning out of their eyes? I think it's more like they breathe fire, right? There's also, if you notice, there's like a wizard standing at the little like podium or altar below the dragon.
Yeah, there's some jewels going on. There's a blood altar.
These 8 principles proceed from all.
Okay.
All is as
Is he like shooting
The
this into the
themes.
back of the gravestone and this is coming out the front?
seems like
Tombstone?
it, yeah. Methraton. I did not press A, I just skipped that. But okay. Start or create? What?
Probably create because there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a character creator and some really, really 80s music. Let's
And
go.
it looks in the bottom right like there's 4 characters. We got classes. We We have 4 classes, so I see no
Yeah.
reason not to just make one of each.
Yep. Name. Jimby. Is Jimby a name? You don't you can call it whatever you want. It's like fusing letters together.
All right, Jimby. I was thinking about naming each one this, and then podcast, and then.
Oh, that's
cannot.
better. You should have done that.
Wow, he's Jimby now. Am I allocating points? Am I?
I believe so.
Did I roll those numbers down below, and that's what I'm allocating? Yes, I am.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So I have 13. I have 11, 13, and 15 left to go. So 11, 13, 15. 11.
Fighter,
13,
give him 11
15.
intelligence or something. Yeah.
It'll have to do. Character 2. Scout.
Oh, you have to use each one.
What's her name? 1. 12. Her name is 12.
Sure.
What are her stats? Oh god, these are bad stats, aren't they?
She's a scout. What does that mean? I'm imagining like arrows.
Like a rogue? Oh.
Maybe.
Is she like an archer or like a rogue? I think
Not sure.
agility is going to be where I want to put that 15. I don't want to spend forever on this. I want to get to gameplay.
Put power
so.
of 12. Just give her a little bit of something. Yeah. That makes sense. Wow, she's not the sharpest tool in the shed, is she?
Guess not. Let's make a priest. Let's name him.
That dude looks like Father John Misty wearing a nightshirt. Based on that picture.
All right. Then that he is.
Yes.
These are some good stats. Priest, right? I feel like that's gonna be knowledge and not intelligence. So let's say I wonder if agility will have like dodge chance. Let's go like agility, knowledge, intelligence, physique, and power.
Yeah.
That priest has good stats. And what's our magician's name?
Wanda.
That's that works, I guess. I feel like that's like such a stereotype like magician name, isn't it? All right.
Maybe.
5? Oh my gosh.
Go
Not
give
a
her
5.
5 in power. She's a magician. Then you can save all the good stats for stuff that class will use, right? Like that's my thinking. I kind of like this rolling system. That's kind of neat.
Yeah. I mean, it seems fairly D&D like. That's it. When the dragons were destroyed, a new world was born, but the humans may be
Cool.
destroyed. The humans failed to heed the gods' advice and wiped out the dragons. So the gods made a new world, one for the Drakkhen, half human, half dragon. The new
What?
Drakkhen island world was divided into 4 parts. There were earth, fire, air, and water. Wow.
Ooh, it's like Avatar.
Each area is ruled by 2 Drakkens, and the human world is in danger of being destroyed by the Drakkhen, but the gods have granted the humans a final chance for survival. They will be spared if they can collect the 8 tiers on Drakkhen Island. Start your quest by inquiring at Prince Hordkin's castle. Is that what's in front of me? His castle lies before you. Go forth. May luck be with you. Would you like a game explanation? Quickly, I guess. Using this key, you can move the cursor character to change your view. L or R, you can make the characters appear or disappear on screen. Use A to make selections. Use B to cancel your last choice. Use X to select a character, blue lamp, or a leader, red lamp. Okay. Y lets you choose which character you want to move. Select reveals the map. Map shows direction of the characters and the direction of the movement. When you want to give a command, press the A button and the sword cursor appears. Control something icon A button. Something A weapon something.
Are these things on the side like kind of like
Yes.
old school adventure game commands?
I think
They are.
I think they are.
Oh, weird. Okay. Oh, this is very D&D. That's a lot of text there. It's not very easy to read too. This font is kind of.
It's also in all caps. Yeah, I think I mean, this is a lot to read through.
Oh my god. Let's just see what happens.
For 15 minutes of gameplay.
Whoa!
It's interesting that this is real time. I thought this would turn me like a quadrant at a time.
Yo, walk around somewhere. This music's kind of rad though.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna turn up my own monitor a bit.
I'm into this tune. This is a good one.
Just a bit.
Whoa! This is basically like the closest thing, okay, you could get to Skyrim at the time, probably.
Yeah, I suppose so. What am I trying to do? Go?
Oh, you gotta enter. You gotta go into the door.
Oh, is that what I want to press? Oh, I'm now controlling a character.
What?
Oh, this looks dangerous. You've just stepped into the castle of the Earth Prince Hordken. Okay, that's it? That's all you're going to say to me?
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna say this really early impression of this. This is wildly complicated.
How do I,
It's ambitious for a game that came out a month after the system launched.
Do you remember how I was supposed to be able to get... Oh, okay, I just can press A and get to it. There's nothing unusual. Oh, so the character's position is going to determine what I do on the screen. Get out. Only those with permission may enter here.
Oh, here's a fun fact about this.
Oh, am I fighting?
This is a fight. Oh, that guy just punched you in the stomach.
Is it just like auto-battling?
Is he still attacking you while you're doing this?
Seems like it.
Whoa, what the heck is all this?
I'm
Sound
trying.
effect sounds like somebody vomiting.
Are we winning?
Yo, are you winning, son? Like, I have no idea. Oh, you exploded him into meat. Cool. That was fun.
All right.
So this was originally an Amiga and Atari ST game, and it was ported
So
to
it's a
MS-DOS. Yeah, it was ported to DOS and Super Nintendo. So us saying that it is like
Look
a
at that.
early 3D RPG is not too far off. That's so interesting. Predating both Ultima Underworld and Eye of the Beholder, Drakkhen was among the first action RPGs to utilize a permanent real-time text adventure log window.
Cool. The equipment's a little weird. It makes you go through each slot one at a time.
Yeah. I am getting like huge like home computer game but on a console
So
vibes
when I
out of
touch
this.
the buttons, we get attacked. Yeah, this definitely... Uh-oh.
Nice.
FG
You're,
shirt.
Yeah,
My rogue person
12 is
hurting.
12 has 11 health. Oh wait, your health is just coming back.
It's regenning, I guess.
By
I'm
just
just
standing
not really
there.
understanding how to figure this out. Did I press this one?
This is okay. Like, are they auto attacking? Or are you picking
Yes.
stuff?
No, they're auto attacking, but I can control their movement a little bit of the one who I've got selected, and I also know I can come in here and choose what they're gonna do.
Okay.
I've touched the leftmost symbol, right?
Yes.
There we go. Now I have 4 doors to choose from. Oh my. What's that on the right? It looks like a
Is
map.
that a map? Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh.
Should I go back?
I wonder how long this game is.
That's an interesting question.
Like, you know, some of these old games are like really, really intense, but like the storyline is basically like one Final Fantasy arc. It's like the storyline actually ends after you like slay the dragon on the mountain.
Yeah. I'm surprised that I walked over here and went through somewhere. I thought that that was like a map on the wall or something.
Yeah.
Was that supposedly the drape beyond which I felt a breeze?
Man, I don't know. This
I
is
like that
kind of
the
a
other
weird one.
characters are like roaming around while I'm doing stuff.
It's kind of cool. It's got a vibe. It looks a little like Lemmings. Looks a little like you're trying to like herd cats.
What was the point of this room?
Man, I don't think there was one. I think it's
I
just
can
like
definitely switch to the rogue, or the what was she again? Scout. Like
yeah.
because she was all the way at the edge of the room. You know what I mean? Like so if they all end up spread out like that, switching to the closest one seems like a good idea.
What are these guys who just keep on sounding like they're vomiting? Blech. Blech.
I literally don't know. Why aren't we attacking? Are we fighting this?
Man, that guy just wanted to prepare you dinner now you're trying to
Wait.
kill him.
Is this the same room? What? What? I'm a little confused. What?
Did you just get booted from the castle?
I think I walked out. I think I was looking at this room from the opposite perspective.
Oh, that's really confusing. Man, if it's a different button this go around, that would suck.
Let's go up. Uh-oh.
That
Do I
seems
leave?
bad.
Let's leave.
Yeah, you got attacked by Godzilla. That's never a good sign.
Let's do as we're told. Oh, okay. I like a weird noise. I'll check that out. Oh, am I stuck?
Oh man, there's like you know how they said there's 4 regions? Apparently each region has its own terrain and climate. That's kind of cool. What's this? What's that sparkly man trying to tell you?
Something. I noticed that when you can travel to another room that's like on the screen's sort of camera angle from it, there's like a white box, like a thin white box, just above the bottom edge UI. Hopefully you'll get a chance to see it. See that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so that suggests that I can go downward. Let's try to fight this Godzilla thing. See if I just die. That was really not as threatening as it came off to be. What are
these? It went down faster than the other guys did. I think it's just a
It's tapestry, I guess. It really looks like it's like a map or something. Well, I'm going
that guy's got armor on. This is
fine.
Mecha Godzilla.
What?
Gonna launch missiles at you. What?
See
the
ya.
heck?
He just left. He said no one left.
Okay. This is so weird, man.
It's very strange. Oh, something lit up red over here. Wow.
Okay.
Can't complain about that. Apparently I can go down here. See?
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Whoa,
that doesn't
fight this
look
thing.
good.
Whoa, the prince of this castle is a giant dragon man. Oh, because they're the Drakkhen. They're the half humans, half dragon people. I get it. This is also 15 minutes. You've, believe it or not, played 15 minutes of this game.
Okay. It takes forever to walk around, so I believe it.
So what do you think about this one? Yeah.
The dialogue leaves a lot to be desired, to be honest.
Yep, sure does.
The music is kind of funny.
It's not particularly good though.
But not really good. The visuals are actually a little bit interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Something about the aesthetic of the game is a little bit captivating. The combat or the gameplay is so like automatic. Like it's clear that I can come in here and configure like things for them to do. You know what I mean? But I don't know how strength is attack magic, but okay.
Okay.
But it's not really like, I'm not having a great experience. I don't know. I feel like this is like
there's definitely better RPGs.
There's something on the
system.
table here. This is definitely very 5 out of 10 to me. Like something about it just feels wrong. Maybe it's like a 6 to the kind of person that really wants to play this game or a game like this.
No, I think that's fair because basically this is like a computer kind of experience at the time, or tabletop experience translated to Super Nintendo. And as we see later, the Super Nintendo really shines with RPGs, but just not of this kind of variety. I feel like you need a mouse. I feel like you need like a keyboard. There's a couple of features missing, and this just comes across as a little bit obtuse to kind of understand. Also, that one person is just walking around that pole. Check that out.
Yeah.
That's
I
weird.
mean, great AI. So ultimately,
It's
I want to say,
ambitious.
like,
It's ambitious.
It's ambitious, but I also think it gets done better later in the Super Nintendo's library. And like
Totally.
as you mentioned, Eye of the Beholder, Ultima. I think I would definitely prefer to choose to play through one of those games instead of this one. So it's a hard sell to me. Like, I don't know. I mean, you know what? Okay, never mind. I was gonna say I'll save it and maybe poke around with it again on my own time.
You know
but
what? It doesn't want you to play it.
I can't be bothered to find out what a valid save location is and go do that. So I'm ready to just move on.
Let's move on.
Okay.
That was interesting. I've actually never seen that one in play, so that was kind of... And, you know, we both like RPGs, so that was an interesting piece.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh boy, Final Fight. Let's go. This is going to be good. I just took a look at the list again. Man,
I mean, I have to wonder whether that's a game I would have like a game I would really want. Let's say if I was like a kid, if I opened that up on like Christmas morning or something, would I be like, oh, Drakkhen?
No, I think the same person who bought a Super Nintendo for Sim City bought that game. Let's just say that much.
Yeah, that might be true.
The person who went, I don't need no computer. I got a Super Nintendo.
Capcom.
Oh, buddy.
Metro
This might be
City.
worth watching. It's short.
I do know that there is some Final Fight and Street Fighter crossover.
Sometime in the 1990s.
Pardon?
Sometime in the 1990s. So this game is like, it's a beat 'em up. I'll let you know that. And it's
not
just,
my favorite genre.
Yeah, I don't know that you're gonna find much to love here, but this game is super fun. I find it fun. You fiend, what have you done to her?
Is she someone specific?
Yeah, it's his daughter. Mad Gear has taken over. Okay, so this is fun. So when you boot it up, that's Cody. You know Cody from Street Fighter, who always wears like he's got his hands in handcuffs and he wears like the stripy prison uniform? Yep. That's him.
Great sound effect when I press start.
So you can be the grappler or you can be Cody. So basically there's jump and punch. And if you attack while jumping, you do a kick.
Atlantic Ocean.
And if you press jump and punch at the same time, you do a super move, which is a spin kick. However, it uses your health as energy. The trick with using the spin kick is you use it when you're surrounded, and the idea is that you're willing to trade off the health hit that you take for doing it to clear out the bad guys. It's kind of like you're trading a little bit of health for the potential loss of an entire life bar.
One of the things I hate the most about beat 'em ups is when you're not vertically aligned with your target.
Actually, you can abuse the heck out of that. Also, if you go up to a person, so if you kind of approach them from the top, from top or below, you can sort of toss them, and you can use that to get all the enemies on one side, and then just punch the crap out of them. Now, this is like one of the first beat 'em ups, obviously, on the Super Nintendo, as we're finding out. I think it's still one of the ones that holds up. They re-released it as Final Fight Guy later on. Final Fight Guy had an extra character named Guy, and I think it was just a little bit more tuned. I'm trying to see what the difference was here. I just got it up. It was released in Japan in 1992, so they replaced Cody with this dude named Guy. And they actually account for Cody being missing in the explanation for the story too, which is kind of funny. And included 4 difficulty settings and more power-ups. Bummer about Final Fight is obviously Super Nintendo had 2 controller ports, right? There is no 2-player option on the home version of Final Fight. However, as an arcade game, which this was originally, 2-player And that's where most of the fun is, I think, in this game, to be honest. So, like, while it's fun at home to run through, I think the real disappointment with this one is the lack of two-player functionality.
Yeah, fair enough. That seems to
But-
have been a trend so far, at least with some of these early SNES games.
Yeah, they didn't really have multiplayer down yet. But here's the thing. If this interests you, not necessarily you, I'm talking like the royal you.
Anyway.
Yeah, if this interests you, this card's super cheap. There's a bunch of them. And it is a classic Capcom beat 'em up. Like it's it's hard not to say it's a classic because it's Final Fight. It's definitely a classic.
I'm not
And
really
it's a
digging
easy one
the
to find.
music, to be honest.
Really, I kind of like it. It's got that sort of like arcadey
I just
Capcom
have like really
vibe.
high expectations of Capcom, I think, but I'm very much thinking like post Street Fighter 2.
Yeah. I mean, it does the trick. There's actually some Street Fighter characters that make their debut in this game, which is kind of fun. So obviously Cody, but also what's that guy? He wears like armor. Let me find him. I think his name. Why can't I remember it? Oh, Sodom. You know him? He's from Final Fight. He's from this game.
I'm no expert. Okay, I'm dying.
You have 4 lives. So I want to know what your impressions are of this game, because I actually like this game.
The
I own this
sprites
game.
are obviously like nice and
Oh, yeah.
large, and
Nice and
the
detailed.
backgrounds are nice. Like visually, it's not bad. This kind of like aesthetic isn't really like something I prefer.
Right.
But it obviously looks good. Like the art of the game looks good. I especially love the sort of the choices of colors to make that background work, especially like the building that's currently like cut off at the left edge. Like I really like how it looks very glassy because of the way that the sort of gradient of colors is going down on that. That just looks great. But overall, I mean, it's not.
Who's the boss?
Oh wow, he was on the TV.
Yeah.
And I'm getting that.
Another fun part about this game. So, actually, this is the thing about a lot of games that we can talk about for the Super Nintendo so far. So we've seen 2 different basic styles of game. They are attempts to bring the arcade home. So Final Fight, Gradius 3. And the other thing is attempts to make the Super Nintendo sort of like a consumer grade PC.
Yeah, SimCity.
Yeah, exactly. I think I would make the claim, honestly, that Super Mario World is the first like console game on the console. Do you know what I mean?
That we
Like-
play. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That we played, like that was the first game that was intended for the Super Nintendo and built around the Super Nintendo. Whereas this is obviously Capcom doing certain things to make an arcade game work on the Super Nintendo. You know what I mean? Like it's not perfect. It is fun. Like I said, like I
just
enjoyed
stood
this
there and
game.
took that fire.
Well, sometimes there's not a lot you can do about it. We just punch you right in the throat. But yeah, and so there's actually 2 more Final Fights on the Super Nintendo, and they kind of just get better. But I think in terms of like storyline, weirdly, this one's the best one. It has like the best bosses, and is like the most iconic, despite being like mechanically the roughest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Subway and Park. Is this a long game? Like, do you know about how long it is?
I think if you knew what you were doing, you could probably get through it in like 30, 40 minutes.
Oh wow.
But like, you have to like what this is putting out, right? Because you've seen everything this game basically has to offer. It does a couple of cool things.
I wish there
like,
was more moves.
Yes.
To me, it would go a long way if there was more moves.
In a way, the limited kit's kind of fun because you can. It's sort of like a. I want to say it's a easy to learn, hard to master situation, but I don't think that that's a super like genuine thing for me to say because there's definitely like tricks and strats you can use for everything, but honestly, this game being an arcade port and originally being an arcade game of the time, it's kind of designed to overwhelm you and make you lose. Like, I don't think you're supposed to be able to get through this really without taking a hit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you could possibly.
Yeah. That often tends to be one of the things that has made me like not the biggest arcade game fan in my life. Has been just like the difficulty curve is like designed to defeat you in a way that's not maybe like what we accept as good game design today. But it's a complicated statement because obviously I've played hard games that are designed to defeat you and grinded my
Those guys just chilling.
my life away on games like that. So I mean, like I obviously am somebody who can appreciate a challenge. It's just a question of whether I like the game enough to want, like I have to kind of want to take on a challenge. I kind of have to like the game enough to want to take on a challenge.
For sure.
Does that make sense?
Okay, but
and I wish there was
listen
more
to this.
depth.
But it sounds so good to punch dudes in this game. Like
Does
that.
it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's just a crunchy, snappy punch. That's good stuff. That's up there with
Yeah,
like Street Fighter 2. Like, I think, so for me, this game is like not perfect, obviously. But I do think it's the start of Capcom, at least on the home console, really starting to like refine what's working. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is a great like first showing for Capcom on the Super Nintendo.
Wow.
Yeah, this is pretty dark. Eh?
Is it really gonna? I want to see what it's really.
You have to
gonna
restart
do.
the whole game if it ends.
That's
Oh.
fine. I just was curious if it would get gory.
What is the point of Cody? That's what that sign said.
Is that what it said?
It said point of Cody at the top, and I don't know
And
why.
then I thought it. And then you said, "What is the point of Cody?" Which just sounds like
Yeah.
what's the point of something. Okay.
Try give Hagar a spin.
Yeah.
You have 5 minutes here.
Okay.
But think of how rad this was if you were a Capcom fan, you were a Final Fight fan, you got a Super Nintendo, sitting at home, is for your birthday or something, and you know, you get Final Fight, and now you can play Final Fight at home. Like, that's cool. I think we kind of like, because we didn't necessarily grow up with that specific experience of being like, you know, 14 years old in like 1990, 1991, I feel like maybe that's lost on us a little bit, but I think at the time it was really rad. I think it was cool to like play some Final Fight in your living room. Awesome. That's so cool.
Hagar seems really strong.
Yeah, man. Look at that reach on that gut punch. It's huge. That dude looks like Chuck Norris, too. Just suplexing Chuck Norris into the pavement. Yeah.
I imagine a lot of the skill setting on this game is like manipulating how the enemies are positioned.
100%.
So that you can like take them out together and stuff like that.
It's basically just getting them all on the same side and then just punching the crap out of them.
Oh, you can just...
Also, take in that Hagar's the mayor. So this is like the mayor just being like, you know what? Take my shirt off and, you know, beat people up.
It makes so much sense. This is what the mayor was like in my hometown. I'm just kidding. I don't actually know.
Just like,
what is
beating people up.
JS on that box then?
I don't know, just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
What's the like radio?
Just points.
Okay.
You do get weapons. Like, there's knives, there's
Yeah, I was
Molotovs.
picking up knives earlier.
In a couple of situations, you can get a sword. Imagine seeing that on the news. Mayor clears out, like, group of kidnappers with a sword. That would be a title.
Newsworthy. So doing
I mean-
one of these doesn't cost HP because it's a sequence, not together.
Correct. It's the two buttons together. Oh, jump in the air and grab somebody, jump in the air and do an attack. I think you can like pile drive them. Oh.
I got interrupted out of it.
This would be a good place for your super attack, or do that. You'll notice that move is Zangief's move.
Yeah. No, I can just jump with them. I don't seem to be able to actually execute a move once I'm in the air.
Pretty sure you can like slam them though. I thought you could. Huh. That's weird.
Later Final Fight game, perhaps?
Maybe. Oh man, so this one's also kind of got a memeable thing. So after the subway level, there's like the beat up the car classic Capcom.
Oh, really?
Like interstitial game. Yeah. And it's funny because when you beat the car up, you kind of like walk away, like proud of what you've done. Then this dude comes on the screen and goes, "Oh my god!"
Oh my god!
Like
Wait,
it's
you
actually.
can like, do that when you're the mayor.
It's yeah, exactly. It's actually
Imagine,
like a
the mayor
audio
came and
clip.
smashed up my car.
Hey man, he's just trying to get his daughter back. Oh, imagine that. These two dudes are both gigantic. You just like picked him up and slammed him. I'm really sad you can't just pile drive him. That'd be so cool. There you go. That's what I wanted.
I did it though.
But that was sick. Breaking spines and having a good time. Mayor Hagar. Oh, here's the guy with the dynamite. Watch out.
It's like I did the same thing as the jumping kick, but I did it with him in like grabbable range. I think that's the thing.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. You just like hitting them with your chest, smacking them with your giant pecs. Nice. Well, you know what? That's 15 ish.
I don't really know
so
what I
what
think of that game.
I mean, for me personally, I would say it's like a solid 7. Like, it's definitely not my favorite game, but like, I have a good time.
6 or a 7 if you like a beat 'em up. If you really like an arcadey game like this, maybe it's a 7.
I want 7. I have experience with this one, so I want to stay 7. I'm going to fight for that 7, because I think this is a fun game. I've definitely like loaded it up and just played it just to like, you know, just to go a few rounds.
It's a 7 that's really not for me. Besides that main thing.
It's just points.
All right.
Cool. So the next game, and the final game of this episode is HAL's Hole-in-One Golf.
HAL's Hole-in-One Golf.
The Wikipedia page for this is real short. All it says is, All Game gave HAL's Hole-in-One Golf a score of 3.5 stars out of a possible 5.
HAL Laboratory, right?
Yeah. It's by HAL Laboratory.
Sakurai work on it?
Don't know. Around this time, possibly. The only
I was like, is that a candle? Of course it's not a candle.
Whoa. That's pretty nice, though.
Photorealistic. HAL's
For the time.
Hole-in-One Golf. Okay. Stroke play versus HAL. Match play, practice, tournament, memory shot. What is stroke play?
Man, I don't know.
Is versus HAL play a game against an AI or whatever?
Sure.
My dad's a golf fan, golf player.
I don't hate this font. Kind of nice. I would play an RPG in this font.
Select my clubs. Wood, iron. What's P again? Oh.
Putting wedge. I feel like games of this era were just like, they're either too simple or too complicated.
Oh, I'm so
for the system they're
bad
on.
at understanding golf clubs and when to use what clubs and for what.
Woods are for driving. irons are for the fairway. If you want, like, the number corresponds to the angle.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. It has, like, the picture changes. That's nice. It kind of shows you actually what you're dealing with.
I don't seem to even be making selections. Oh.
No, that's
These are
what you
already
have it.
selected for me.
Yeah, yeah. I would just go with it. That's probably fine.
Yeah, that seems fine then.
So we got stroke play, up to 4 players. That's fun. So you take turns.
That's nice, actually.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Oh, here we got some Mode 7 action.
It's actually a sequel to the family computer video game Jumbo
Golf.
Ozaki no Hole-in-One Professional, released in 1988. This is pretty much what I expected in terms of soundtrack from a sports simulation title on the Super Nintendo.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's like fun. Jun Ishikawa.
Wow.
You can get right into it. This is, once again, another game that has a lot of simulation stuff going on. What the heck? Oh my god.
I'm not
It
going
has,
to be
like-
able to make an educated play based on any of this information, though.
No?
This is deeply complicated and really just not my style. I feel like I'm already in over my head.
Oh, here you go. You're aiming.
Yeah.
I would go off
see
the
that.
thing on the left there, maybe.
Mhm. What am I using? What am I swinging with?
I don't think you've picked yet.
I see. So B. This is very strange controls. So A and B are confirmed,
Okay.
and X and Y are to go back. So that's kind of why I'm struggling a little bit too. Because my natural instincts, of course. Wait. So what?
There you go.
What am I selecting here? Nothing. I can move.
Sure.
I can advance past that, but I can't actually. Oh.
I love these little borders around everything.
Oh, and I see a wind direction up there too. I don't know the distance. 369 yards remaining.
Yeah. Man,
What-
I would
what-
aim kind of like where that bend is and try to just drive it hard.
Yeah, okay. What is this?
Oh, you're putting spin on the ball.
Oh, my
That's
God, Are
cool.
you kidding me? Oh, I have to hit it at the bottom
Yeah.
again as well. There's wind directions, so that's what I was worrying about.
This might have worked out in your favor, though. Oh, never mind. Unless you were trying to hit a tree, then it worked out very much in your favor.
I love hitting trees. That's my dream. Why am I shooting again from here?
Because that didn't go so hot.
Me no understand golf.
That was better. Ooh, you're in the rough.
I'm not really that concerned about that. Do I want to use something else now?
Yeah, use a wedge, maybe. Use like your... Yeah, sure, why not? Hey! That was good!
The music's a jam. I'm having a good time because the jam. The wind got a little fast.
Oh, you're
Did you
playing
notice
both
that?
players. That's what's happening.
That's weird because this shot just took itself. But I
Oh.
definitely thought I lined up the shot that...
Yep, I thought you did too. Go for a like really angled one, like a 5. Not your sand. Well, here we go. Maybe less. Go like 9. Go for like a good angle. Yeah. Full disclaimer, I'm not a golfer. Full disclosure. Full disclaimer. You might not want to. Yeah. Why is it not shooting? I don't get it.
Because I have to hit it near the blue. Whoops, I hit it really hard. Or not.
Oh, that's not so bad. For the birdie, Hal's going for it, even though he went straight into the tree the first time.
What? Why is that?
It's whoever was closest or furthest.
I see.
He wants to know about your hole.
What?
Player two's hole. Whoa, mode 7. Oh, you just lost. That's what happens. It's like a race, and you lost.
I see.
That was you?
No, I didn't do anything. It just went.
That was a good shot. You should copy that one.
Okay. I definitely understood exactly what the setup was.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. And then just... Yep, and then smack it. Hey, that was great. Wow.
Why?
The wind, man. 5 miles per hour wind.
I don't understand.
Actually, I have no idea what happened there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh
dang.
no.
How long do you think we've been playing this for? My timer didn't go. It didn't start when I thought it did.
Oh, I see. I'm not really sure.
You know what? I'm going to give us 7 more minutes. It feels like half the time, and I feel like we've at least used half the time. Whoa.
I'm in trouble now.
I'm curious. How many golf games do you think there are on the Super Nintendo?
I don't know, like 1.
No, there's definitely more. There's like some coming up. There's some more coming up like soon.
Yeah, I know. I'm being a fool. I'm sorry. There's probably tons.
True Golf Classics. PGA Tour Golf. OB, Out of Bounds.
I'm not good at this.
True Golf Classics. Oh, I said that one already. Is this a different one though? No. Jack
I'm out of
Nicklaus
patience.
Golf.
Come on. At least I'm not in the water, unless it rolls back down, which I think it might.
Hey, have you ever played Kirby's Dream Course?
No.
It's like Kirby Golf. I'm not
Is
even
that
kidding.
soon?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a bit further down the line.
If
But
it's
I
anything
think
like
that you-
this, I'll be having words with Hal.
I think you're. Yeah, it's also by HAL. I think you're gonna have a lot of experience though with golf games, and you can then you'll have something to say on them. Hey, you got that in.
Yeah, I did. Because I'm so good at this.
I love this close-up shot. That's kind of fun.
It looks really good.
Yeah. Never not funny.
Maybe golf games aren't for me.
I like this mode 7 thing. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's nice. I feel like it gives off a vibe of like, oh, we have access to this. We should definitely use it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it feels like it's kind of like using it because it's there, but that's okay. It's fine. It's early Super Nintendo. I don't blame developers for like being excited.
This makes me want to play that Mario Golf game, both the one that just got announced and also the one on the Game Boy Color. How much do you think that goes for?
I don't know.
Do you think it's a lot?
Probably. It goes straighter if you hit it in better alignment.
That would make sense. I don't even see it.
I'm doing a whole lot of guessing right now, by the way.
I think that that's fair. I'm not a golf expert, so I wish I could give you more Help. Well, this is good news. The Mario Golf Advanced Tour game made by Camelot, then that looks a lot like Golden Sun, can be yours for the low, low price of $226.
That's the one that I thought I heard was good, not the Game Boy Color one.
I think the color one's pretty fun. Oh, it's only $23. Hey yo. That's not bad. I just like the aesthetics of the Game Boy Color a lot. Anyways.
I feel similarly to what I said about Drakkhen. Like, I feel like there's gonna be a better golf game later.
Oh yeah. Is this the first sports title though on the console?
Yeah, I suppose it is, isn't it?
I mean, unless you count Pilot Wings.
Aviation is a sport?
I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Golf is one of those
They
games
have
that
all
kind
these
of
different little simulations of how it can roll around the hole or like pop over it or whatever.
the work has definitely been done. I wonder if you were a fan and you played this game, like if you're a golf fan and you played this game, if you'd get kind of bored of it though, because I don't know that there's more than just this course, you know? Like so I used to have a friend who was really into the Tiger Woods games, and he'd buy them every year, and we'd play them on PS2 way back in the day.
Okay.
And it was like, that was just like what we did when we hung out, and I didn't hate it. I kind of liked them. I kind of have a soft spot for golf games, believe it or not. But you had so many courses to pick from. Each course had like an 18-hole and like a 9-hole version or whatever, depending on how much you wanted to play. Is this just this one course? We didn't really have an option to pick, right? So I'm guessing yes. I mean, if you were dad, you bought. I'm just going to assume that dads like golf, and you bought a Super Nintendo.
Mine
The
does.
kids got Mario. You're not in for the Marios. You want a golf game. I think that this would, why not, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, seems fine. That's what I mean. Seems completely competent. The presentation is nice. It's what I would expect from an early Super Nintendo game and how it looks and functions. It's got some nice little graphical touches that I think are really cool. The music's pretty fun.
I kind of like how the map on the left looks more than I like how the course looks. Like,
yeah.
On the right.
I just don't think this is for me.
I agree. I mean,
Maybe.
I really think that the formula can be improved upon a lot, and I'm expecting that it might be a better golf game in one of the later ones. So, I kind of want to say this feels like also 6 material. I know I'm just handing out 6s, but
I
maybe
think this
a
would be a lot
7.
more fun.
If the
if you had 4
simulation's
people-
good, and I don't think I can evaluate that with how little I played it. If the simulation is good, maybe this is a 7.
If you had 4 people, and you were all playing this and just like having some beers and hanging out, this could be fun.
Perhaps, yeah.
But
Maybe.
but it would be a bit slow. You know what I mean? Like, do you really want to play the Super Nintendo for like 4 hours with
I
your
feel like
friends?
I'd rather
while
play like Mario Party,
Sure, exactly.
Mario Golf.
So, you know what? I'll mark this one down as a 6
when
because I
you
don't think
make it Nintendo characters, it's just more interesting.
yeah. I just
It's
think that
kind
this
of
game is,
like changing the
too
selections
competent.
automatically if I don't choose anything. Like that wasn't the same club as before. It was a 1 wood and then a 4. Like it just changes them for me.
I think it's recommending you the correct club
Yeah.
for the situation. Look this is my thing. I was gonna say I think a 6 is fair because I think this game's just like it's obviously competently made. Like it. I'm not saying that like stuff like Drakkhen wasn't competently made. Just there's like a polish to this. Do you know what I mean? It's very simple.
It's more polished than Drakkhen. I actually
simple,
think
but it's
I
clean.
understand what's going on better than what I understood in Drakkhen.
Right. There's something about its design that's a little bit intuitive. It's a little bit graphical, so you can grasp it just by looking at it.
Yeah, definitely.
There's definitely a hill there. That's what's
Yeah.
happening. Well, I mean, you don't have to. Let's finish this hole and finish the episode. Let's see if you get beat by Hal again. Okay, or you could just totally launch the shot. If you go too far, man, it's just gonna keep giving you turns. I think it's still your turn.
There we go.
Triple bogey.
You should see how I'm holding the controller. I'm holding it like a TV remote. I'm holding it sideways because all you really do is press A. You never really have to use the D-pad unless you go into the menu.
Or change where your shot's supposed to go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Cool. Well, in that case.
So what did we learn today?
We learned that
you can beat Super Mario World in 15 minutes.
We learned that there's a certain type of game I like, and maybe it's pretty narrow, because I kind of thought maybe I would like Drakkhen, but I don't feel inspired to go back and play it. But I actually think I might like that type of game. I just think I might want a better execution. There have been very few beat-em-ups in my life that have really caught my attention, so I'm not surprised to find that Final Fight wasn't sparking something within me, but it's a nice-looking game.
Yeah, fair.
And golf, I mean, I don't know. It works. It seems to be a working simulation. It seems cool. It's a sports game, but it feels, and I kind of feel this about golf games in general, that they kind of are both a sports game and a sim game at the same time. Whereas, like, you could say any sport game is a sim game, I guess, because it's a simulation, right? Sure, yeah. But like, if you think about what makes a sim game captivating to people who like them, I think that in particular, golf is going to be the sport game, yeah, I guess, that will appeal to a sim gamer as well. Whereas maybe like a baseball game or something wouldn't the same way.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, actually, I don't know. I feel like a lot of baseball games do appeal on the same kind of sim level. But I know what you mean.
Maybe
it's just
baseball
like
wasn't the great choice. Maybe football or hockey. There's something about golf that's very like, it's about the physics, right? So
yeah. All the hockey games on the SNES are a little bit arcadey, but that's kind of also why I like them on the SNES too. So that'll be fun when we get to those. I'm kind of excited. Yeah. So that's been episode 2 of SNESterdays, presented by This Podcast Cannot Continue. I'm Colin.
I'm Ben.
And if you want to check us out, you can look up the podcast. This Podcast Cannot Continue. It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's on Deezer. It's on Amazon Music. Yeah. Audible. That's right. Yeah. You can find it all there. Episode 4 dropped today. And we're getting some more profiles set up, so we'll have news for you about that stuff coming up soon, where you can pay attention to all the stuff we're doing.
Yeah, and as always, SNESterdays, it's on our YouTube channel. This Podcast Cannot Continue. And if you're watching it, you're probably on that YouTube channel, although this was also broadcast live on Twitch. Yeah, and so thank you so much for watching and listening.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Signing off, This Podcast Cannot Continue.